Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over Smackdown today. Another very good edition of Smackdown. I personally enjoy Smackdown way more than I ever do with Raw. Like, you guys hear me say this all the time. So it's no secret that I like SmackDown. The only thing I don't like about SmackDown is seeing Edge. That's really it. And also maybe a couple of other few wrestlers I don't really care about. But other than that, very good edition of SmackDown. There are definitely a few things I want to point out as we go along. Because, that's what a YouTuber's got to do. Point out some stuff. So, Edge began the show, flapping his gums about how Adam Pearce made the wrong decision adding Daniel Bryan to the title match. And and here's the thing. I've seen people say that Edge isn't a heel. I mean, how can a guy who has done nothing but whine and complain since Daniel Bryan got added to the Universal Championship match, smash people with chairs? How is that not a heel? Edge is clearly a full-blown heel in this whole scenario and how he's been behaving. Edge is clearly a heel. Edge continues on by talking about how he's reawakened the rated R superstar. Says that Daniel Bryan's actions has reawoken the rated R superstar. Ooh, who gives a shit, Edge? Put your whining and complaining somewhere else. I guarantee you, if Edge was still a babyface, and I guarantee you if Edge was a babyface and he did this to another person, I guarantee you they would have been reacting the same way. But anyway, our first match of this edition was a 8-man tag involving Ziggler and Rude, Otis and Chad against the Profits and Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Next week there will be a huge fatal 4-way tag to determine the SmackDown Tag Team Champions with these 4 teams also being involved. I'm really liking Otis and Chad here. Otis and Chad have been being very impressive. I actually really do enjoy Otis and Chad really well here. I've been enjoying them over the last several weeks, actually. I said, when this team first got together, I said, this team has potential to be really good. And I've been enjoying Otis and Chad. I actually really want them to win the tag team titles next week. But I'm pretty sure it will most likely go to Rey and Dominic. Because I don't see Ziggler and Rude, lasting long together as a tag team. Also, speaking of Rude and Ziggler, this is just a little minor issue here. WWE Music just released Ziggler and Rude's tag team music, We're Here to Show the World, their new tag team theme song. And then all of a sudden, and all of a sudden, Ziggler and Rude are coming out to Dolph Ziggler's Here to Show the World theme. Pardon me, but what was the whole point of that new theme then? What was the whole point of that new theme if you were just gonna put Ziggler and Rude just to come out to Dolph Ziggler's theme music again? What, did they not like the music and then they just decided, well, the music's not good, let's just go back to Ziggler's music until we get more good music, until we get more music for them? I don't get it. I just thought it was weird. You released their new theme song a few days ago, and then all of a sudden they're back to Ziggler's music. That is just something I really didn't understand. Otis would pin Montez Ford with a splash from the second rope. Yeah, I heard Chad's contract could be running out soon. I really hope he doesn't leave, because he and Otis are doing good things. But I guess only time will tell in the end. Cesaro and Seth came face to face in a pretty decent segment here, and Seth Rollins' very interesting choice of suits. You know, that's definitely been the one thing about Seth Rollins. He has a very, very interesting choice of suits. So, yeah, really got nothing to say there. A lot of swings involved. Not swinging on a swing like Alexa's Playhouse, just mentioning the word swing a lot. Just a lot of that mentioning. Then we possibly had the greatest women's wrestling match of all time as Natalya defeated Shayna Baszler in 30 seconds. And yes, I'm being sarcastic. Don't take that seriously. And the reason why I call it that is because this match lasted a total of 30 seconds. Yep, Shayna Baszler will lose in 30 seconds to Natalya. What has happened to the once great Shayna Baszler? Look, I don't like Shayna Baszler. You know as well as I do I don't like her. But what the hell has happened to the once great Shayna Baszler? Everybody was telling me when Shayna Baszler made her debut, everyone's like, oh, Shayna is going to be a huge threat on the main roster. She's going to beat Becky Lynch at WrestleMania and become the new Raw Women's Champion. Oh, how the mighty has fallen on poor old Shayna Baszler, who just can't seem to buy a victory anymore. Yeah, some threat. And yet people like to remind me how she's beaten Bayley 4 times. Means nothing. Especially since how Shayna Baszler has been handled since that time period. Where is that Shayna Baszler who beat Bayley 4 times? Exactly nowhere. Shayna Baszler sucks. That doesn't sound as funny as when I did it with Lacey Evans. Didn't sound as funny. But yes, Shayna Baszler lost in 30 seconds. And you love to see it. Shayna Baszler is a bum! There you go. Kevin Owens invaded Sami Zayn's red carpet season premiere of the Sami Zayn Conspiracy. We had that moron Logan Paul, who I have no interest in, and this guy is completely a waste of time. So yeah, they showed the trailer to Sami Zayn's Conspiracy, whatever. And Kevin Owens would hit the stunner, and this would lead to a backstage fight between the two of them later. Carmella, also, there were some interesting things with the women's match I actually didn't mention real quickly here. I was mainly ranting about Shayna being a bum. The one thing that took place here before the match was Carmella. She was stretching backstage, getting ready for her match with Bianca Belair, but we didn't know that at the time. But she was in her ring gear, so we assumed she was having a match. And Shayna and Nia would approach her, and I was immediately thinking this was going to lead a match between them. And Reginald, who was there, who saw Carmella for the first time since, Carmella dumped him, he would whisper something to Nia's ear. Nia would berate Carmella for mistreating Reginald, and walks off. So I was expecting Nia or Shayna was going to face Carmella. But that led to, Natalya and what happened there. We also see Carmella watching this match, and out came the Riot Squad, Mandy and Dana, and Naomi and Lana, all coming out to the ring, causing chaos. And Carmella is still standing there backstage, and then Billie Kay comes, passes out her resume. Carmella immediately, nudges her off, but then changes her mind and grabs her resume. I would not mind a Carmella Billie Kay tag team, to be honest. I feel like that would be interesting. I like Carmella more as a babyface than as a heel, but now that she's not with somebody, maybe she could provide being a good heel. But anyway, Carmella would have a match with Bianca Belair. Now, I don't understand this. Like, why have Nia and Shayna, well, mainly Nia, why have Nia say the things she said to Carmella if it wasn't going to lead to a match between Nia and Carmella? To me, that is something I didn't understand. You're going to have Nia trash Carmella for how she treated Reginald, and yet it doesn't lead to a match. I thought that was very bizarre. And also, Carmella took Billie Kay's, resume. I keep forgetting, I'm losing my sense of words here. And I thought maybe we'd get a fallout. Did Carmella agree? Or did she disagree? Or did she not do it? Like, Carmella was interested when she took the resume. But to me, I felt like Carmella was just a jobber here. Just to give Bianca Belair a victory. And I kind of feel bad for Carmella being placed in that kind of position. I don't mind Carmella. Carmella is someone I don't mind. Don't love her, don't love her, don't hate her. I don't mind Carmella. But it kind of felt like she was in a position here we all knew she was going to lose here. Bianca would hit the KOD for the victory, building momentum for WrestleMania, obviously. Which it does make sense. But I thought it would have been hilarious if Sasha cost Bianca the match, just to keep the tension going between the two of them. Sasha would try to sneak attack. But nothing happened. Nothing happened. She would try a backstabber, but it would fail. And the two of them would just have a stare down. Definitely not how I expected it to go, that's for sure. I expected Bianca to get the upper hand on Sasha here. I expected her to get the upper hand on Sasha here. Maybe giving her the KOD as well. Maybe there is slight hope. Maybe there is slight hope after all. Maybe there's hope after all. Maybe Bianca Belair surprises Sasha on the Go Home show. I really hope that it ends with Bianca Belair giving Sasha the KOD on the Go Home show, because if Bianca has all the momentum heading into WrestleMania, she's losing. But it seems like it's opposite day, because every time we think someone who has the most momentum, loses, they normally end up winning. But I look at this now and I'm thinking to myself, there is a chance. There is a slight chance that they did this so then they could have Bianca Belair overpower Sasha on the Go Home show, so that way Sasha Banks can win at WrestleMania. I know there are people out there that like Bianca. I don't love her, I don't hate her. I'm 50-50 on Bianca. I wasn't really big on Bianca when she first came to NXT. She's had impressive matches, but never really slided me to be on her side. I've said this so many times about Bianca, and some people may disagree with me here, but I feel like Bianca is not ready to be champion. She's not yet ready. I know Vince is pushing her to be pushing her, and he sees a big bright future in her. But here's the thing. There's a time where you push someone way too quick, and there are times where you just take way too long when it comes to pushing somebody. And Bianca Belair, in my personal opinion, I feel like she's being pushed way too damn quickly. She's being pushed way too quick, and she's not saying she's hitting that level, but if she was to win at WrestleMania, it would be WWE trying to shove Bianca Belair down our throats and believe she's the next big thing of WWE. Remember, this happened to Charlotte and people didn't like Charlotte. People didn't like Charlotte being jammed down the fans' throats. I don't like a wrestler being shoved down my throat, right? If it's... I don't care who it is. If I feel like someone is being shoved down my throat, I'm gonna push back. I'm gonna push back and I'm not gonna like it. I do not like Bianca feeling like she's being shoved down my throat, especially how she's been booked. In her rookie year, she won the Royal Rumble. It is, yes, Asuka won in her rookie year too. But Asuka's kind of different in a way, because they carried on her legacy from NXT, from being undefeated. So I feel like that is a different scenario. But yes, she technically did win the Royal Rumble in her rookie year as well. But Asuka wasn't presented as a rookie. So that's the big difference there. She was never presented as a rookie. Like with Bianca, they're trying to push the whole rookie narrative on Bianca, having Sasha constantly call her a rookie. Remember who was the last person to call a wrestler a rookie and got immediately humiliated in the process? Alexa Bliss. She called Ronda Rousey an overhyped rookie, and she got completely annihilated at SummerSlam. So Sasha Banks is kind of taking the Alexa Bliss note. So that is ultimately making me feel worried that Sasha Banks is going to suffer the same fate. But with nothing really happening here, I have hope. Maybe Bianca gets the upper hand on the go-home show. So Bianca would beat Carmella, obviously, with the KOD. Hopefully Carmella agrees to Billie Kay's offer, and they become a tag team. I wouldn't mind that. So then we had Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso in a street fight. We had a steel chair shot right to the head. Yeah, I thought those were illegal. Jey Uso would whack the chair in Daniel's face. Thought chair shots to their head were illegal. Edge was on commentary having a whinge, as he always is, about how Daniel Bryan took his match, yada yada yada. Yeah, that's a babyface. Remember how people keep telling me Edge is a babyface? Yeah. Does a babyface constantly whine about their title match being taken? Answer me that. Does a babyface constantly whine about their match being taken? Well, not taken. Basically, their match being ruined and someone being added to it. But you know what I mean. Does a babyface constantly whinge and complain about how someone got added to their title match? No. Edge is clearly the heel. Edge is clearly the heel. You can't deny it. There's no way you can tell me a guy who constantly sucks about Daniel Bryan being added to his match against Roman Reigns, bitching about it at the start of the show, whacking people with chairs. Yeah, that's a babyface, apparently. Yeah, apparently what Edge does is a babyface, but every time Sasha Banks gets aggressive, she's a heel. This community is a bunch of weirdos. Anyway, Jey would lose this match. Daniel Bryan would make him tap to the S-Lock. Bryan would then go crazy by taking out Edge and Roman Reigns on the stage. He would take out Roman Reigns on the stage with the S-Lock, and he would take out Edge at ringside. So, that was pretty much your Smackdown, guys. Yeah, I enjoyed it, other than the few weird things I didn't like, but, you know, those are just nitpicking. But thank you all so much for joining me for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up, comment your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will see you all next time.